Let you know, keep it locked. This is the Nate and Garrett Show. Talking current events, let the conversation begin. Everything from conspiracies, yeah, I'm talking aliens. Truth bombs that many never knew. We talking politics, everything up to the moon. Was the landing real or fake? I guess you'll never know. Let's talk, this is the Nate and Garrett Show, yeah. So lend me your ear, let's get it poppin'. You know that we keep it live, non-stopping. Educating, entertain, there ain't no doubt. After you listen, you'll be thinking way outside the box. From media dishonesty, never let them play you. Keep it authentic nowadays, many can't do. Unfiltered is how we do it. Make sure you stay locked in and tuned in, let's go. Had to come through and let you know. Keep it locked, this is the Nate and Garrett Show. Talking current events, let the conversation begin. Everything from conspiracies, yeah, I'm talking aliens. The Nate and Garrett Show.
And now, welcome to the Nate and Garrett Show. Prepare yourself to be transported to the furthest reaches of reality. As the hosts unravel the mysteries of the universe, the depths of the deep state, the truth hidden in plain sight, all while bringing you the news from this week. Please welcome your hosts, Nate and Garrett.
Garrett.
Hey, everybody.
What's up, dude?
Well, guys, we're a day late, but there's
Yeah.
a lot to cover, so we didn't want to just do one show this week,
Yeah,
essentially.
we missed the show yesterday.
It's got too late of a start.
Yeah, I had something going on, so we just had to push
We-
it back,
we
and we're doing a
almost did
special
it.
Tuesday show.
Yeah, special Tuesday show.
That's
We
right.
almost did it anyway, but this show might be a little bit discombobulated. There's a lot to go over, and it's hard to get a timeline of stuff.
Yeah, and there's just a lot going on, like always, man, and
Yeah,
different
just
things
keep
going
picking
on.
up. It
Yeah.
does not slow down.
Yep, there's always something. And right
you know-
now, there's a bunch of stuff.
Yes. And it is kind of nice that it doesn't seem to all be. For a while there, it felt like everything significant was COVID related.
Yeah,
Didn't it a little bit?
yeah. I'm so sick of COVID shit.
I know.
We've
It's
talked about
so
it
important.
so much. Yeah, I know.
But my God, it's not fun to talk about. It's not fun
Yeah.
to live through. Thankfully, we're in a good area. But
It is nice that all of our top stories have nothing to do with COVID today.
I did get my ivermectin in the mail, though.
Oh, cool. Congrats.
Ivermectin, fluvoxamine, which is kind of interesting because that was in the news recently for being very successful. And it's hard. It's kind of hard for the experts to ignore it now because
Studies are
there's
showing it.
there's double-blind studies. But it was definitely 100% part of the ivermectin protocol. So it's kind of funny that they're admitting that, but they're not bringing up ivermectin at all when it comes to it, because it for sure is how it became known. And they're starting to kind of bury it now because I think my prescription costs like $4 or something like that. I'm buying this stuff going like, how are these guys making money off of this? Ivermectin, fluvoxamine, one more I can't remember that was like $3. And then a inhaler in case you're in trouble breathing if you get it.
How are the pharmaceutical companies supposed to become billionaires if people can get healed on this?
I know. And then some supplements. And it's kind of interesting because I'm seeing the same stuff now. Like, obviously the normal ones like vitamin D, zinc, vitamin C. But there's one called quercetin too that's in there. And just recently they're starting to show now too studies that will help reduce symptoms of COVID. So it's kind of interesting that it's almost like what these guys were doing worked, and now the science is starting to catch up to it.
Yep. Which I always knew that stuff worked and that there was alternative therapies to the vaccines.
Yeah.
But it's funny because we just said there's not shit related to
I
COVID,
know,
but
I
actually
know.
one of the things we're going to bring up is related to COVID, and it's, in my opinion, and it's this. It's that there are puzzling heart disease in soccer. An unusually large number of professional and amateur soccer players have collapsed. And it's actually not just soccer. It's kind of throughout sports.
Yeah. The world freediving world record holder, whatever, he had to retire. We know that there was a NBA player that had to retire, and he says the NBA is kind of trying to gag him and not let him talk about it.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. He had to retire after
He had some.
See,
like,
his
spots.
specifically is already. He directly attributes it to being vaccinated.
Yeah, he got clots afterwards.
He says he got clots and he can't play. And the NBA basically kicked him off a team, right?
Yeah, he can't play. So they're not holding that contract.
We went over that on a different show and
You know
showed
what's kind of
him
funny
his
is
interviews and
I don't know
stuff.
why we're talking. We just got on saying we're not going to cover, but the whole Rogers thing. I don't know if people know that too. He got COVID. I guess it's kind of funny. I guess he did call Joe Rogan and said, "Hey, help me out here." But
funny.
he got COVID on like Tuesday or Wednesday. It turns out he wasn't vaccinated, even though he kind of must have lied and said he did. But anyway, he says that he was kind of a little bit sick one day. The next day was feeling 90%. Now he's better.
Yeah, he's just better.
And he said that if this was the flu or whatever, if he was allowed to play Sunday, he would have. But they basically
Wouldn't let
punishing you for not being
Yeah.
vaccinated. But it's kind of interesting. Like we said this too. Like when athletes get COVID, nobody's worried about the athlete's health. They're always like, God, they can be able to make the game in time, or they can be able to clear. But nobody's really worried. Like, oh God, hopefully.
Oh no, hope he's all right. No,
yeah,
they
know
he'll be fine. He'll be fine if he has COVID.
And we talked about like the subreddit for NFL was just full of Reddit liberals going, "This is so ridiculous that they're having a season. This is to kill people. It will never work. These idiots don't even know." And obviously, it went through without a hitch, really.
Right. I wonder if the liberals will ever wake up to the fact that this isn't the horrible fucking death.
They'll never admit they're wrong on any of this.
No, they'll never admit it.
All right, look at the moving goalposts already. Everything's been a moving goalpost.
Yeah, they've been wrong. They've been wrong every step of the way. Extremely.
Did you see like Pfizer CEO said that spreading vaccine misinformation should be basically punishable under law?
Yeah. Thought crime.
How about that?
Yeah, I saw that.
That would be true fascism because I can see the government trying to do that. And that would be a corporation telling the government, hey, prosecute these guys if they speak out against us.
Exactly. Anyone who doesn't believe our narrative is a criminal.
And how about that? Pfizer's one of the biggest criminal organizations there is. I mean, they've had numerous fines and.
See, Pfizer CEO says people who spread misinformation on COVID vaccine are criminals.
Interesting. So, are they going to charge? They're going to charge Joe Biden when he said, "Get 2 vaccines and you won't get COVID." Are they going to charge him on that?
Yeah.
Because now the narrative's moved past that, and we know that's not the case.
Right. Are they going to charge Fauci for saying we need boosters when the WHO disagrees and the CDC disagrees or whatever? Like,
they're going to charge Fauci when he admits they're going to need another booster. Because they're still acting like one booster is probably all you're going to need.
Are they pretending that still? Mm-hmm. They just want to get as many people get injected. But they go, well,
I think they do.
You actually need
basically saying, hey, you're signing up for vaccines every 5 months. They're going to have really rough side effects. That everyone's like, fuck that. Every 5 months. They had people and they thought, all right, 2 vaccines, this is done.
So here's the deal, though. You know, it's already basically proven that one of the side effects is myocarditis from these vaccines and heart problems.
Okay? Yeah, did you hear a 12-year-old girl in Germany died?
I didn't hear that. That sucks.
They're admitting that it is related to the vaccine, at least.
I mean, my Twitter, I've seen a few people I've seen several of like a 13-year-old boy died and some other things. So it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
But it's terrible. And she definitely should not have been vaccinated because the fucking disease doesn't hurt children. So,
how about Dr. Ben Carson, who's a pediatric neurosurgeon, but he also happens to be a politician, basically, so there's no reason to vaccinate kids. And now you got like Joey Behar trying to say this guy's an idiot, doesn't know what he's talking about. And I was thinking he forgot way more about treating kids than her entire her family line has ever known.
Right. I don't know why they're so desperate to vaccinate kids. There's no upside. It's nuts.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I think there's a huge downside, which we're finding out and we'll continue to find out the more they do this shit.
Yeah, I think so too.
Let me read this. So can I get this straight? Not a single UK mainstream media editor has covered the sudden unexplained deaths of 75 young sports stars. How is this not a story? You know, how can these editors live with their consciences?
Well, look how bad news is done. Do you remember the Biden laptop came out? It was pretty obvious. And the fucking Giuliani, the gremlin, released it too late. That's his biggest issue. He should have released that.
What was that?
The moment Biden got, if he's hit on it right when they decided Biden was the nominee, the next day he should have released it.
Yeah. Instead,
because all it did, it was way easier to gag it. But media was coming out going, look, you idiots. Of course, if this was real, we'd be the first to jump on it because whoever breaks the story is set for life and yada, yada. Well, now it's basically proven to be true. The same thing with, we'll talk about it later, but the Ashley Biden diary, for some reason, is coming back around where, for whatever reason, nobody admitted to it before. So these mainstream media guys really are disingenuous. It's crazy how there's a narrative
they're corrupt,
they have to follow.
Dude.
Yep. We'll talk about that too at the Rittenhouse trial.
Okay, I wanted to show this. You see this? Mr. Olympia champion Sean Roden died of a heart attack. He was 46. Why are so many incredibly fit young people dying? You know?
He might be not the best one to use for an example. There might be a lot of steroids in his past.
Could be, but I'll bet you he was vaccinated 3 weeks before the heart attack, and I'll bet it's related.
A lot of the Mr. Olympia and the WWE guys, they don't live much past 40 a lot of times.
Is that true?
Yeah. You can
I
look
guess
at the
I'm not
number of
surprised.
WWE wrestlers that are dead before 50, and it's alarming.
Yeah.
You're the exception if you make it past 50.
Okay, but we've got two little compilations of sports stars kind of collapsing, okay? See this? These are just people collapsing during the game, And look at that. It reminds me of those videos that China put out of people collapsing from COVID that were fake.
How about that they just try to act like that never happened? They're trying to scrub the internet of that.
This guy, 19-year-old tennis player, collapses. This guy collapsing. Just dropping like that. Like, you've never seen anything like that, Do
you know what's different about
COVID
that
never did anything like this.
The difference between that and the China one? In China, if you watch those ones, the guys are acting like they're dying, but right before they hit the ground, their hands come up and catch them.
Yeah.
So this
one's real.
Face.
See, that's the thing. It's like, the mainstream media won't say that this is tied to vaccines.
No. Because Facebook will probably ban them, and YouTube will probably delete their account.
Oh, YouTube will delete our account because I'm saying this.
Do you know YouTube or Facebook would put a strike and delete anybody that called Rittenhouse self-defense? Anything that didn't call him a mass murderer got deleted. And right now, because it's basically being proved right in front of our eyes that he's completely innocent, they have turned off the search for Kyle Rittenhouse. If you go to Kyle Rittenhouse and search it, nothing comes up. But if you spell his name wrong, tons of stuff comes up because people obviously accidentally spell his name wrong.
It's hard for me to figure out why Facebook is evil in this way. Yeah.
I don't know.
Why do they want to hang this innocent young man?
I think they really bought into what a lot of these corporations did, bought into the woke agenda.
I guess.
Where you have Coke bringing in whatever her name is to talk about how white people are evil type of thing. Well, it just must be that. They must overplay their hand.
Yeah, it's really disturbing, though.
Yes.
But we'll talk more about that later. I want to show these clips, and then I've got one more compilation of people collapsing, dude. Oh, he goes down. Let me say one thing about this, too. Oh, go on.
I say it makes sense that athletes would be the first ones to notice. Because if you're just a couch potato and you don't really ever stress your heart and you just get up to get in your car to commute to get back on your couch, you're not stressing your heart.
Miggles, evil robot running Facebook. That's a fact.
He did a commercial recently, and in this background, obviously they paid a big attention to what's in this background. Have you heard of this story?
No.
And as a bookend in his bookshelf, he's got barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
So it's almost like they're just like, what do humans like? Barbecue sauce. Because Hillary has Tabasco in her purse at all times.
Yeah.
So put some barbecue sauce behind it.
That is weird.
It's like this neat house. You should just Google it quick.
Zuckerberg barbecue
Zuckerberg
sauce.
barbecue sauce.
BBQ. There you go.
Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? You know that this is.
So they use a barbecue sauce as a bookend.
It's not like they missed this. Oh, my kid put it up there. Like, this is carefully curated.
Oh, look at
And there's
this. You know,
barbecue sauce.
so he also had it here in his grill, a different bottle, or maybe it's the same one, but that's kind of weird. This guy's definitely a robot, right?
There's, he admits it basically that he used to be human.
Yeah,
There's
that's
still
weird.
nothing better than him on that electric surfboard.
Sweet baby Ray's. Is that the sauce it is? I guess.
But what the fuck?
Yeah,
But
I
I
don't
think what
get
I'm
it.
saying is, like, it's going to be the soccer players and stuff, the people that use their heart the most that are going to notice, because they're going to stress that heart. Their hearts are kind of like engines running at 1,000 RPMs or whatever.
Right.
So they're at least stressing that.
Basketball
whereas
player
the couch
collapsed
potato
there.
Isn't.
Yep. So it'll become more apparent. This
Yeah.
basketball
and then what's
player
going to
just
happen?
dropped.
Are these going to be, because basically you're signing up for a new injection every 5 months? Are these going to have a compounding effect? Are we going to see it get more and more and more?
I think so. I think we will.
What
Does
the-
he own shares in that sauce or something?
I'm
What
going
the
to try to figure that out. I don't know.
But if I was a stupid liberal COVID cheerleader watching this, I would think, but you don't know it's the vaccines causing these people to
You know what they're going to
collapse, Nate.
say? They're going to say that you're hyper focused on this. So people are athletic, will pass out all the time.
Well, so
You're
that's what I was
hyper-focused.
going to say. Do you remember, Garrett, in 2019 and 2018 when all the soccer players were dying of heart attacks? Do you remember when the basketball players were just collapsing on the court? It's never fucking happened before. It's only happening now. Just so happens to be 6 months after the vaccines are released. The vaccines which have been tied to myocarditis and heart problems. Now we got these athletes dying of heart attacks. I don't think it's a coincidence.
Yeah, obviously they're hiding what's going on too. It's so easy to say, well, we don't know if the
Yeah,
vaccine
we don't
caused
know.
that.
Yeah, exactly. That is what they're saying. Well, we don't know. It's strange. But they
Yeah.
won't admit, they
Yeah.
won't even say it's a
They'll tell you,
possibility when
well,
it's
you know,
obvious.
Go fill out a VAERS report, and then they do. When you try to bring up the VAERS report, like, well, anybody can go do
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
You didn't see the
yeah.
one where the guy turned into the Hulk?
Right, exactly. So here's the second compilation.
Unknowingly sold despair. So leave your herd of sheep and follow this shepherd.
At least you don't have COVID. It'd be worse.
If I would guess, I would say for sure soccer players would be the first ones. They have by far the most exertion on their hearts of any sport.
It's all become a money game. It's all become a money game.
75 young sports stars in the
Are
UK.
you ready for? Are you ready for?
Look at this. This is not normal. And this is happening to young, healthy people. Cardiac death.
I do what they try to say too. Is like, well, we had the lockdowns. People weren't going and getting their checkup at the doctor. Like these guys ever go get a
Yeah,
checkup.
like they'd ever done that.
It's happening all around you.
We're going to see so much of this, dude. Like, once they start fucking injecting high schoolers, that was the 12-year-old I was talking about. He died.
It's time for you to rise up.
Once all these kids start getting vaccinated to go to school, I think we're going to see tons of this.
So arm your fellow man. 'Cause it's become destructive.
This is really sad, actually, and it really freaks me out. They want to inject 6-year-olds with this shit. For no reason. That's the other thing. God.
They're doing this and try to save the 80 and 90-year-olds, I guess. Which just makes sense because the average age in Senate and the House is 107. So
I don't even believe that.
Lawmakers, you're saying what's going to benefit me?
You know, if I was in charge of shit and my only goal was to save 90-year-olds, okay, I still wouldn't vaccinate the kids. I don't
Yeah.
think it helps
But you know what?
90-year-olds. I think
It would-
I think
it would,
natural immunity would help them more.
You're going to have less 9-year-old deaths if you vaccinate every single human being, but you're going to have a huge price to pay for that. And it's going to be no good to the kids.
Maybe that's right, but I don't know that that's right anyway.
It's going to be by % or two. I mean, we're talking
maybe.
slim margins.
I'm not sure I believe that. Miggles, and the drug companies and CDC who invest in them want to make more money. Yeah, they do.
Somebody said to Walensky, basically saying the reason you guys are ignoring natural immunity is because there's not
no money.
Yeah, basically saying like we don't have, and it's kind of funny because they tried to act like Pfizer and Moderna are doing this out of the goodness of their hearts. I mean, we see people get like Pfizer tattoos and stuff like that.
Fucking morons, dude.
And they basically said we don't have any lobbyists for natural immunity. It's the only reason you guys aren't looking into this.
Yeah. I think Pfizer, these companies are legit evil, and we all knew that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because they constantly are getting caught doing evil shit, but the last 2 years they're suddenly
now there's
super
a whistleblower
great, nice people. It's like
basically saying Pfizer faked a lot of the results.
Yeah, I saw that.
FDA was made aware and ignored it.
Yeah, they were lying about side effects and death and shit.
We did just do 20 minutes on COVID after we got into saying we're not doing COVID.
Although this is kind of not COVID. This is vaccines. But you're right. But I think we've covered this.
Yeah.
Let's play the last 20 seconds of this song. Half marathon person dies. Jesus. Like, this is not normal. This wasn't going on in any year except this one, Well, what could it be? It's a freaking mystery, Garrett. This is just a mystery.
I think that is just half the song, by the way. The second half is down lower if we cared, but...
Oh, there's another part to that? Well, yeah, there's just tons of this already happening, so... Yeah, it's not good. Okay, but...
Well, do we move on to the Travis Scott or the Rittenhouse?
What do you want to cover
I
first?
don't know.
Let's do the Rittenhouse, because it's hard to know where to start with the Travis Scott shit.
Yeah, the Rittenhouse one's not super easy either. We got to dispel some myths right away. The big myth is, well, this guy traveled over state lines with a gun, which is illegal, which is a felony. So it means that he's doing a felony, and you can't do self-defense if you're committing a felony. For one, he didn't travel over state lines with a gun. That's completely disproven. If someone says that,
I didn't know that.
Case.
Okay.
Yep, it's completely disproven. He got the gun on that side. Yep, that side.
Okay.
And two, they make it sound like he traveled across state lines. It's a 15 or 20-minute drive. So it's just because
it's still like his town almost, right? It's like connected to his city.
You could say in grad school, we cross state lines going to school.
It's kind of like we live in Omaha. Omaha and Council Bluffs are across state lines, but they're 5 minutes away. Yeah.
That's an appeal on emotion that means nothing.
Right.
And you're reaching. There's going to be hell to pay that this even went to trial because it's so obvious it shouldn't have. Yeah. This only happened because of
political
Twitter,
divide.
Basically, Twitter and Facebook, and just the false stuff like that spreading. The judge already dropped. He was charged with like being out after curfew. Judge dropped that already, so that's off the table.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yep.
And they're trying to get him for after curfew. They're really throwing the book at him. Huh?
And, the stuff they're trying to charge him with, they can charge everybody else.
Yeah, exactly. There's like huge riots going on there.
Yeah. And it's kind of weird. So the FBI came out and had some real grainy footage taken from like a drone, I guess, that nobody really knew about. And they had a high def version. And the judge says, well, where is that? The prosecution tried to use that. Like, well, there's a high def version too. So, okay, show it to us. So, well, we don't really have any control of the FBI. And they're not releasing it. The FBI said, we lost it. Well, the FBI somehow found it. But anyway, it basically shows exactly what Rittenhouse says happens. They chased him. Rittenhouse went there as a medic, kept saying, I'm a medic. Anybody need medic type of stuff.
Yep.
The guy that he turned into spaghetti arms was the main witness of the prosecution. And boy, did he not do good.
That's the big headline. Is this witness for the prosecution shot their case just blew their case up?
And it's kind of funny. Like, you're supposed to, as a lawyer, kind of stay, the jury's watching you and stuff. But after this one, even the prosecutor just did one of these. Like, he knew it was over.
So we've got that clip.
It's kind of funny because Twitter and Reddit. They're trying to say, because you know how if a trial's going bad and you're getting charged with something, and you could go and move for a mistrial or an appeal it and all this. They're basically saying, hey, everybody, don't worry. We know that Rittenhouse is going to get off, but it's going to be called a mistrial. He's being charged again. That doesn't work like that. You can't charge a guy twice. This is his day in court. If he gets found not guilty, there's nothing that can change that unless they come up with a different charge.
Yeah.
Or I think maybe new evidence, but even then I don't think you can.
It looks to me like Reddit is really desperate to hang this innocent kid.
Even they now basically
they're figuring it out.
Yeah.
After this guy's testimony, they went, okay, I guess we can't hang this innocent kid.
There's tons of people though coming out on Reddit and trying to he shouldn't have crossed state lines with a gun. And people are pointing out you shouldn't talk about this unless you know what's going on.
Yeah. I see what you mean.
So this is Spaghetti Arms. I love that the video is pretty obvious that he basically Rittenhouse was knocked over. This guy came up. What he did, he put his hands up like he's surrendering. And when he thought Rittenhouse turned away, he went and grabbed his gun and tried to shoot him.
I know, it's chilling, actually.
And his arm got turned to
We
spaghetti.
should almost show that.
Yeah. I think there's just so many clips out there, but we have one that kind of puts it side by side. But you can play this. It's a good place to start.
Okay.
I'd love to point out
from
though
the trial.
that somebody tweeted out basically saying the names of the victims are Rosenbaum, so-and-so, and someone else. Say their name. And somebody replied going, all right, well then say the name of the 5 kids that was raped by Rosenbaum.
Nice.
Because he
was. Is that what it was? He raped 5 kids.
Raped 5 kids.
Wow,
5
what a piece of shit.
Yep.
A nicer guy couldn't have caught a bullet that night.
Yeah.
What a piece of shit. Okay, so these 3 people on the left here are lawyers watching this clip of the trial.
It wasn't until you pointed your gun at him, advanced on him, with your gun, now your hands down, pointed at him, that he fired, right?
Correct.
Oh, shit! That's it!
Directed verdict. Directed verdict on all the murder charges.
Wait, there you go.
knows.
The prosecutor here too.
Yeah.
Directed verdict on the murder charges.
He just exhaled. Kyle he looks like he's gonna cry.
How do you not? How
Did
do you
cry,
not?
by the way.
How do you not
Yeah.
acquit after that?
There's the lawyer.
Look at bigger!
Face
Look at
moment.
bigger.
I don't know how this is
big
going to
boy!
Oh! It wasn't.
I'm surprised that the judge almost didn't just say okay, trial over, clink.
Because the judge has been pretty good in some stuff. We had the clip, I think. Who knows if we have pulled up. But they were trying to argue with the judge before the trial, basically saying that they wanted to call Spaghetti Arms and the 2 dead guys victims. And the judge says,
wouldn't
no.
let him. Yeah, I saw that. That was awesome.
And the judge kind of went on. They're basically saying, well, why? He didn't do it. And they basically said they're just doing stuff and he started listing off stuff, and arson was one of them. He's like, you can't just say just arson. Because he's like, well, it's just a dumpster. Which they proceeded to roll into a building. It's a pretty good, you should see if you have that one pulled up.
Let me play just the beginning of this again, because this is where everyone is saying kind of, oh, the case is over. So
It wasn't until you pointed your gun at him, advanced on him, with your gun, now your hands down, pointed at him, that he fired, right?
Correct.
and right before this, he mentions
that my hands were up, basically. It was what he was trying to say before.
Well, he said that before. Okay,
yeah.
so
and then here's him.
But they show the video.
You brought the gun up, not your hand.
So what happens is,
well, the gun was in my hand.
Kyle's pointing his gun at the guy, and the guy puts his hands up like this, and Kyle lowers his gun, and then the guy goes for his pistol and tries to execute Kyle. And then Kyle shoots him. Speaking of that, why isn't this fucking piece of shit on trial for attempted murder?
You know what? And he has and he shouldn't have had a gun. He's got past gun crime. He's got a charge of shooting a gun while he's drunk.
Okay, well, after Kyle is found innocent like he should be, I want this guy brought up on charges.
There's still a chance of that. He's actually suing the city $20 million.
Kyle is?
Because no, this guy here.
This guy?
Yeah, because he lost 90% of his bicep.
Yeah, well.
So he's trying to sue for $20 million, trying to say that the cops instigated it. And
I would love for him to go to jail for trying to kill Kyle.
Yeah, there's some really good clips coming out of this. Do you know what? That's a good place to show what the media is presenting that as.
Yeah. Let me try to find that. Oh, there's that.
Alice, reckless.
Whoops.
This is not the one. This is just an article. We should play the video.
Yeah. Okay.
The local news, but
let me pull up the local news video. While I do that, you want to read this to the people?
Sure. So this is that. Go scroll up so you can see it a little bit more.
Oh yeah,
so this is from NPR,
yeah.
who your tax money goes to. Gage Kroskowitz, who you just saw, the only person who survived being shot by Kyle Rittenhouse last year at a chaotic demonstration in Kenosha, Wisconsin, took the stand at Rittenhouse homicidal trial. He acknowledged that he was armed with a pistol on the evening of August 25th, but that his hands were raised when he was shot by Rittenhouse. They're making it sound like he raised his hand. They're completely ignoring that he had a gun in his hand while he did it.
Yeah. They're completely framing that as though Kyle is the like someone who knew nothing about the case and hadn't seen the videos. If they read this, they would think that Kyle Rittenhouse was guilty of like killing 3 people and attacking Gage.
And they're taking this from that questioning we just saw. That's what they're taking this from.
Why is the news so evil? Why are they framing
trying to stoke riots, really.
Yeah.
It's like they're trying to make riots out of this. There's not been a more slam dunk not guilty that I've seen. And if you just go by the media, it's over. This is completely over.
Dude, thank God, because I was worried that they were actually going to convict
I think you
him.
had it pulled up. I don't think it's emailed to you.
I just emailed it to myself.
Okay.
Because I couldn't find it anyway, but here it is. Okay, so here's another news organization framing the story. All right.
The one that you guys just saw.
Yeah.
What was going through?
Hang on. Let me turn it up. Okay.
What was going through your mind at this particular moment?
That I was going to die.
As he's chasing him.
Is accused of shooting last year in Kenosha, Wisconsin, took the stand at Rittenhouse's murder trial today. The survivor says he was a volunteer medic during the anti-racism protest here last year after the police shooting of Jacob Blake.
Why do they cut it off right before it gets hit?
He got in his hands and his arms were raised when Rittenhouse shot him. Rittenhouse is 18 years old. He's accused of killing 2 other men. Prosecutors say he took part in the protest to incite violence, but the defense attorney claims Rittenhouse is innocent because he shot in self-defense.
So they
said like he had his arms raised. They keep leaving out that he's got a gun pointing at him.
Right.
But even the video there, that was someone come up to hit.
Yeah,
Rittenhouse
from behind, hitting him from behind.
But instead, they found the
cut it
clip
up
to make it look like Rittenhouse is chasing people down with his gun.
So this is how the news framed this.
Do you have more clips from this? Because they actually start asking him, basically saying, "You're chasing Rittenhouse," and he's saying, "No, I'm not." And they're saying, "We are running towards him." Like, well, yeah, I was.
I wonder if this guy has more clips from the trial. Yeah, he's got a bunch of the testimony here.
We'll have to do it next show. But there's a ton of different clips that we should really show to show how much.
Yeah, we should. And we should show videos from the... We could do a whole just Rittenhouse show. And we could show all the videos, which proved his innocence. And which it's plain for anyone with a brain to see that it's self-defense.
Let me see what I got here. I sent you a bunch of them.
But dude, I'm so relieved to see that it looks like justice is going to be done and he's going to be freed.
Yeah.
Because I was nervous about that,
People are blaming the judge basically because the judge is
fair.
Yeah, he's fair. Yeah, and he kind of went after CNN, so they kind of thought that was a bad thing too, which obviously is just saying CNN is misrepresenting the facts in the case.
Yeah, just like the news, just like NPR and that local news channel we just showed. All of the media is apparently evil and liars.
Yeah,
which is proven to us over and over and over. Yeah, in every
this one's gonna be a funny one because even the media is gonna have to kind of be he's innocent, even though we told you guys he wasn't. I just sent you another clip that's kind of interesting.
All right.
And it's the judge basically talking to the prosecution.
Oh, you text me?
Yeah.
Okay, 1 sec. Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what? I've got a clip while I pull up this clip.
Cool.
Where you saw that the judge said that people were trying to film the jurors as they were leaving. Did you see that?
Yes, they apparently kind of just made people delete it. They were there filming the jury members.
Right. So the evil leftists who want this kid hung for defending himself.
That tells me they know that this is going to be a not guilty, and they want someone to pay for it. And they're trying to intimidate the jurors.
Yeah, see, it's jury intimidation, which is a crime, and it's like super serious. It's
yes,
it's illegal to go film the jurors.
And I don't like the judge here because all he did was made him delete the video. Like
they should be arrested.
Probably charged with something.
Yeah, the threat and intimidation.
They should take their cell phones because deleting does nothing. You could pull that back up. Who knows if they were like on a live type of thing.
Okay, so let me read this. George Floyd's nephew, Cortez Rice, makes a claim that he knows people taking photos of jurors during the Kyle Rittenhouse trial in Kenosha. His goal is to dox jurors if they do not convict. So look at that. I mean, that right there is intimidation of jurors to say, and here's a video. By the way, I think that this guy is not actually George Floyd's nephew. He just...
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's like, this is what I heard. He just says he is, that they're just friends or something.
Just trying to do a claim to fame type of thing?
Yeah, I guess. But here's a little clip of that.
I ain't even gonna name the people that I know that's up in the Kenosha. I ain't even gonna name the people that I know that's up in the Kenosha. In the Kenosha trial. But there's cameras in there. Yep. It's definitely cameras up in there, and there's definitely people taking pictures of the juries and everything like that. We know what's going on. So we need the same results, man. We need the same results. Justice for Dante Wright. Justice for Austo. I ain't even gonna name.
Well, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, and also, does this guy have any idea that what he's fighting for is evil? Like, does he actually think he's in the right?
I think most people on the left think that Rittenhouse should go to jail. I really do.
Are they just? But they refuse to look at the facts.
And
they
I think they're going to hold
truth.
their breath and be like, well, according to the letter of the law, he's not guilty. But the law needs to be changed because he shouldn't have been there.
Why did he bring a gun?
Ignoring the fact that the looters and rioters shouldn't have been there too.
Right, and also ignoring the fact that people were attacking him, trying to kill him. That's a pretty big thing to ignore.
Well, we should maybe go to YouTube and do the FBI. FBI.
If there were
you play that. I didn't play that music's in the background of it, but
any evidence in this case, and I would love to hear it because I haven't seen it. If there was any evidence in this case that Mr. Rosenbaum physically attacked anyone else that night, chased anyone else that night, assaulted anyone else that night, threatened anybody with a weapon that night, we can talk about that. But I don't hear any evidence to that effect. All we're talking about is arson. We're talking about being loud and disorderly. We're talking about, being...
I can't believe some of the things you're saying. I mean, all
we're
talking about is arson. Come on.
And
That's the judge, by
if
the way.
there
Let me
were
see.
any
I
evidence,
wish it went longer.
Yeah,
because he
'cause-
starts talking about he tries to say, he's like, well, he just started a dumpster on fire. He's like, well, the dumpster that they're used to ram into buildings to start buildings on fire.
Yeah. And
And
also,
Rosenbaum,
man, the
for people
videos
like-
of Rosenbaum, that dude is like the most aggressive dude anyone's ever seen. And there's
he
testimony
raped
saying
5
he was
kids.
lung for Kyle's gun.
He raped 5 kids. We
Yeah, he
could go
raped
to
5
YouTube and hit the FBI
this case.
Rittenhouse footage. It's probably on that Twitter page, but if not, we just do.
FBI Rittenhouse footage.
Oh.
Aerial surveillance.
Yeah, you hit that. Go to videos. It should come up. We might have to go to YouTube to do it, but
This one.
I think that's the low def one.
Okay.
That and they released some high def one recently. But we can find it next time because there's some cool videos where they have it synced up with while they're explaining what's happening there.
Yeah, I saw some and they were
But it basically proves that they were chasing Rittenhouse the whole time.
right. Duh. I mean,
Yeah. But we can always work on that one next time. I don't think it's like the
and I would love to
prosecution
hear.
already arrested their case, by the way.
I saw that.
So that's
Which means they
basically
gave
what
up.
they did.
They said, okay, we gave up. We accidentally hurt our case too much.
Yeah, this is it. He's gonna get not guilty. I wish that Predicted took bets on it.
Yeah, me too.
Even like the general stuff people say is like, well, he won't get murder, but he's gonna get charged with so and so and so and so. I think it's just what people say to sound smart.
I do
'Cause
too.
when you
but
go and watch it, you're like, no, he won it.
I think he's going to get charged with nothing. I think he's going to
Yeah, he's walking.
completely walking and in an apology. And then I hope that he gets $100 million
Hopefully he
suing
goes after
CNN.
Facebook
yeah.
and yep,
Sue
Facebook would be a big one.
YouTube. Sue all these piece of shit corporations.
I haven't seen
think
it.
he
If there
could
was
even
any-
go out to the city. It's for go back to that last page you had there.
This one?
Let's see. I had to remind him he was carrying. Throwback to when. Okay.
What's this one?
He never fired, right?
Correct.
It wasn't until you pointed your gun
Oh,
at
it's
him,
the same one now.
advanced on him with your gun, now your hands down, pointed at him, that he fired, right?
Correct.
What happens right after?
Then when he starts crying, then they're going to show Rittenhouse. Then they're going to show him again. Then they're going to show the prosecution.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that is a big moment.
Yeah, that's the biggest. And it's so funny what the media tried to spin that as. It's crazy.
Yeah, dude.
It just shows to show you that no matter what you read on Twitter and stuff, that it's obviously not reality.
Dude, were they chanting? I gotta show this.
Rose has that wide stance too.
Dude,
yeah,
you
clear
hearing
as
that?
day. Yeah,
So this
clear
is
as day.
Rose Namajunas versus Wei Shi or something. I can't remember her name. This was the most recent UFC.
John Moraga, one of the primary sparring partners for Zhang Weili, who prefers to spar with
Damn, I'm loving this crowd, man. Fuck Joe Biden.
They're changing the fuck.
One of her coaches, the captain Eric Albarracin, has said Zhang Weili is the most gifted athlete he's ever coached, man or woman.
Wow, the crowd's getting into that chant.
So Kamala Harris is the most unpopular vice president in the history of vice presidents. Her approval rating's like down to like 22%.
That's awesome.
Joe Biden
She's
is
terrible.
falling even more, and CNN is still trying to run with polls, trying to show him close to a 50% approval. And even the pollsters are starting to laugh at them. Their polls, by the way, were the most off. Now they're starting to look at pollsters since the Virginia governor election and stuff, and they're looking at who's the closest and who's the worst off. CNN was the worst off by far for all of it. It's like they have a 7-point swing towards the Dem side.
Yeah.
7
I'm surprised
points
it's not
on
more.
average. Yeah, on average. And still, Nate Silver from 538 still uses that as part of his conglomerate type of scoring.
But unfortunately, lots of people will think to themselves, they'll think, wow, they're bad at polling. CNN is bad pollsters. They suck. They know what they're doing. They're liars.
I sent
they're
you
lying.
an article. It was a pollster basically saying that we deserve all of the criticism we're getting, and basically saying that the argument can be made that we lost the Republicans New Jersey because our polls, we talked about, that was where the fix-in was with Trump.
Yeah.
The polls show Biden way closer than it is. It bolsters the Biden supporters. They put more money into it. And he basically admitted that. He basically admitted, like, I completely get why Republicans would say that we cost them New Jersey. But he kind of stops at really taking blame, but claims he does.
And he goes on to say maybe we shouldn't be a profession because we're so terrible.
Says maybe we shouldn't be doing polls. But it's kind of funny because the most accurate by far was Trafalgar Group, who gets laughed at whenever they release a poll. They've been by far the most accurate.
Yeah, because they're you know what? I was going to say because they're kind of conservative, but they aren't. They're just accurate. And and things happen to be much more conservative.
They kind of won't really explain their
methodology.
Yeah, their methodology. They keep it a little bit secret. And I don't think people like that. People's Pundit is another one that's like right on every time too. And Nate Silver from 538 won't even, they ban them basically. They won't even post it. They won't talk about it. None of it. So,
you know, I'm so glad that despite all of the evil shit from the left and the media, they're losing power, huge amounts of power, and losing.
Like, they did not want to win that last election. That's going to end them. Did you see Kamala Harris, another NASA thing where she interrupts the NASA speaker? Did you play that? Did you talk about that yet?
It's this. This is
you got to play this. You got to play this. It's great.
Yeah. This is great, dude. This is about, Okay, here we go.
Climate adaptation strategies.
Can you measure trees? Part of that data that you're referring to, and it's in EJ's environmental justice, but you can also track by race. There are averages in terms of the number of trees in the neighborhood where people live.
Climate adaptation.
You know,
so
someone said that line. She's basically trying to say that black areas don't have any trees, is what she's trying to say. Okay. So that's why she's look how she's sitting, for one thing. That's how people sit when they're taking a shit on a toilet. Like, she's forward, like, look at that posture.
Yeah.
And then it's like she interrupts this guy to talk,
ask a stupid question.
And then she turns to the crowd that's placed on purpose away from her and tries to explain. She can actually track the black areas by not enough trees.
Yeah.
They know that this was fed to her, and they know that she's got the lowest approval ratings. And there's still talk of her being Joe's successor. And there's just no way. There's no fucking way. She's hated.
Yeah, the Dems have nobody, dude. We've said it many times. They have no one to run. Which is why I saw an article by somebody that said something like, still hate Hillary? It's time to get over it. She was right about something and something. And I saw this article and I thought, they're getting ready to run Hillary again.
She's still in the bookies odds.
I think that's what it's going to be, dude. They have no one else.
That article, if we wanted to read it. We don't have to do it on the air, but do you know what else I sent you we should talk about, since we're kind of running out of time? That's kind of a fun one. Did you see that Microsoft video they did where basically they're saying, like, hi, I'm Nate Hayes. I go by he, him, and I'm wearing a blue shirt.
I did see that. It was ridiculous.
What the fuck is that?
She says, hi, I'm Michelle. Yeah, we should play it.
Go to YouTube, type in Microsoft woke, and it should come up. I don't need to ruin this for people.
Yeah. Okay. Microsoft, what is it? Woke commercial?
You might have to.
There's too many of them.
Commercial. It's a podcast.
Okay, what should I put?
Go to YouTube. It'll be easier there. All right. Type in Microsoft woke show, I guess.
Woke show. Oh, this is it.
There we go.
Identity politics on steroids.
Yeah, click at that.
Okay, let's see if it does it.
If you're struggling
2
with
minutes.
vision loss and you wear glasses or contacts, you need to hear this. For the first
Here we go again. Corporations and the so-called capitalist companies, one by one.
Yeah.
Microsoft Ignite. We've got a big day ahead and lots in store for you. First, we want to acknowledge that the land where the Microsoft campus is situated was
Oh my god, I haven't
Yeah, you
seen
gotta
this.
play this part. This is great. This is less known than some of the other ones. This one's great.
Okay, I'm gonna let her restart here.
lots in store for you. First, we want to acknowledge that the land where the Microsoft campus is situated was traditionally occupied by the Sammamish, the Duwamish, the Snoqualmie, the Suquamish, the Muckleshoot, the Snohomish.
Yep.
Oh, damn, I wish you wouldn't cut her off.
You know what? Go to Microsoft Goes Woke and find a different one. We don't want to give this guy our clicks anyway. Try that one.
All right.
God damn it. I already see people talking about it.
Dude, but it reminds me of that National Socialist Convention because they do that same thing.
We played that. We played that. Now that's getting like super popular right now.
I've been seeing clips on TikTok about it.
Yeah.
Which that is like the most solid gold thing is the National Socialist Convention.
I know.
And they do that. They say like, we need to acknowledge that this land was, but they give it back to them, Microsoft.
Yeah, that's fake woke. Give it back.
Fake woke.
Do something.
Yeah.
Don't do nothing.
Hello and
I
welcome to Microsoft Ignite. We've got a big day ahead and lots in store for you.
The stupid
First,
show.
we want to acknowledge that the land where the Microsoft campus is situated was traditionally occupied by the Sammamish, the Duwamish, the Snoqualmie, the Suquamish, the Muckleshoot, the Snohomish, the Tulalip, and other Coast Salish peoples since time immemorial.
Blah, 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 blah.
My name is Allison Wines. I'm a senior program manager in our developer tools division. I'm an Asian and white female with dark brown hair wearing a red sleeveless top.
And I'm Seth Juarez, program manager in the AI platform group. I'm a tall Hispanic male wearing a blue shirt, khaki pants. Today we kick off 2 days of learning.
What are your pronouns?
They've left them out.
They left out their pronouns. That's a microaggression against me.
What's going on there, though? Like, why are they explaining what they're wearing and what they look like?
Why do they explain? That's what I was going to say. Why
I
do
don't
they
get
say
it.
I'm a white Asian female? It's because that's what these people see. They think everything is identity politics. And they really think that, like...
Well, they're explaining what they're wearing. There's another one where the guy's like, tall guy, I wear glasses, and I have a beard. And I go by he, him.
What
Well, there's
the
tons of these
fuck
coming
is
out
going
now.
on, dude? Why describe what you wear?
It doesn't make sense.
It's really interesting, actually,
But,
man.
but it's so funny that's the most fake woke thing. We want to acknowledge that we on stolen land. And we're one of the richest companies, so we could actually do something about it. But instead, we're going to pretend to and just list them off. That's good enough.
Right. We want to acknowledge. Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah,
fucking
makes me
hooray.
feel better. Makes me feel better for massacring my people and stealing everything.
Dude, talk about a self-aggrandizing thing to do. It's
Big
just
time.
it's just to say, look how great I am. I acknowledge that this land used to be to the Indians. I am great.
I'm surprised they didn't pay someone a little bit extra to have Native American heritage to go and do that.
Holy shit.
How funny would that have been?
Yeah. But yeah, we aren't going to give it back. We're not giving it away. We just want to say we have
coming out now.
They're really just bragging.
And most of them center around. Yeah, I know it is. Yeah, it feels like bragging.
Oh.
Most of them center around about the pronouns, but they always go in to describe what they look like and what they're wearing.
Are they going to do the next two people? Okay, yeah, let's keep it going.
The latest solutions,
This is the one I
exploring
saw.
how these key innovations can empower you to do great things and connecting with peers from around the world.
This is what you're doing. This is what I want you to do.
Hello, everyone. I'm Natalie Gadilla. I'm a Caucasian woman with long blonde hair, and I go by she, her. I'm a product marketing lead here at Microsoft and co-host of the podcast Security Unlocked with this guy.
Yes, that would be me. Hello, everyone. I'm Nick Fillingham. I'm a Caucasian man with glasses and a beard. I go by he, him, and I'm a security evangelist here at Microsoft.
Okay, you've got to be kidding me, dude. Like,
Do you
this
think
is
that-
a new turn on this insanity that I love this.
Do you think that instantly lowers your testosterone by like 50%?
Absolutely. I think testosterone flees your body if you speak like this.
Yes.
I'm a Caucasian male with glasses and a beard. Okay.
And sometimes I like to take off my glasses and wear contacts. And sometimes, it's so weird.
Right now I'm wearing an orange jacket. Fucking great, dude.
Is it supposed to be a theater of the mind? Like, this sounds like the worst podcast ever, by the
This is
way.
so
If you hear the
strange.
topics they're getting into, it's like, holy shit. And that's why it took people a year to discover this, because it's such a boring podcast. Nobody's going to listen to
God,
this.
No kidding. But she says I'm a Caucasian
Caucasian.
woman with long blonde hair. Like, this is like, I think this kind of thinking is so bad. I think it's this kind of thinking, this I am this race, I am my long blonde hair, will lead to violence. It's gonna get us all killed. That's how stupid these motherfuckers are. They're so
My name's
racist,
Elise.
dude.
I go by she, her. I have long blonde hair. I'm Caucasian. And for that, I'm really sorry. you know, it's kind of what she's basically not saying anyway.
That is what they're doing. I'm a Caucasian,
Really
and
sorry.
I'm so sorry.
And I'm really sorry to the Hamish
gonna
and the
say it.
Caucasus and it's so nuts.
Are we gonna see this trend? Is this gonna be a
No.
thing?
No, this is
I don't know.
they tried to bring that pendulum over more, but Virginia guaranteed we don't.
Okay,
this
but
shit's dying.
I mean, will it be a trend in the same way that the pronouns are a trend? I think that super left morons might start doing this.
I think now it's like already being made fun of too much. I'm saying no on this one.
I hope you're right. I'm not sure if I do, because it's funny to me.
Oh, it's great.
But
this is the most absurd thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. Thinking in this kind of way of like, you are your racial identity is such a stupid way to view who you are. To say I'm a Caucasian male with brown hair. That's not who I am,
No, I know.
That's not how you should view yourself, and that isn't how you should view other people. How do they not know that? They're fucking morons.
Yeah. They're getting roasted for this, I think. I don't know how you get stick up for this.
This seems like a corporation think tank came up with this to try to.
And these people are like, I'm super woke. Sounds
Yeah,
good to me.
of course I'll state my racial identity.
Yeah.
And I'm in my hair, how I'm wearing my hair, and what clothes I'm wearing. Okay, I'm going to play them doing this one more time.
Hello, everyone. I'm Natalie Gadilla. I'm a Caucasian woman with long blonde hair, and I go by she, her. I'm a product marketing lead here at Microsoft and co-host of the podcast Security Unlocked with this guy.
Yes, that would be me. Hello, everyone. I'm Nick Fillingham. I'm a Caucasian man with glasses and a beard. I go by he, him, and I'm a security evangelist here at Microsoft.
You suck, dude. These people suck.
Do you think they're sitting there getting pitched this? Like, that's a good idea. Yeah, we should do that.
I do. I think that most of them say that. And I think that this dude is embarrassed as he says it. Like, he starts to flush. If you look, he turns a little red. I think he's embarrassed saying this.
Host of the podcast Security
One more
Unlocked with this guy.
Yes, that would be me. Hello, everyone. I'm Nick Fillingham. I'm a Caucasian man with glasses and a beard. I go by he, him, and I'm a security evangelist here at Microsoft.
Maybe I'm just projecting, but I think he's embarrassed.
How much would they have to pay you to unironically go out and say this?
I don't think I could. I don't think it's
either.
I don't think
would
it's
read
possible
that
for me to do
script.
it.
Go, wait, you want me to do this?
Yeah.
This is a deal breaker.
I mean, I'll go say that for $1 million.
Well, we'll give
But
you
I don't know if I'll be able to say it
we'll raise you from
unironically.
$15 an hour. We'll raise you up to $16 an hour for this podcast.
Ugh.
We'll bring a pizza party in for the staff if you do this.
Could you guess who these two voted for? Who do you think they voted for?
I love that game.
Glasses and a beard.
This guy's a Biden supporter for sure. People get so mad too.
I
when
know.
You see that.
I know,
Someone
but you
does
know
something
what?
super crazy. They say this person voted for Biden.
Yeah.
What the fuck does this have to do with politics?
They get so mad, but I'll tell you what. I think I'm 1,000%
true.
accurate on these
Yeah,
calls.
they know it's true. That's why they're mad.
Yeah, I know. They are. Like, you don't know that? Yeah, we do. Anybody
do
with
too.
anybody with their pronouns voted for Biden. There's not a single
I
Trump
love
voter
on Twitter
pronouns.
whenever somebody posts something stupid or like will like release a bad article and everyone's like, of course, it's a he, him. I always say that.
Yep.
Of course, it's a they, them.
Yeah,
of course.
because they got their pronouns in their bio. Because they are weirdos. Man, well, that's the best clip ever, honestly.
That's so nuts.
Let's acknowledge it.
I love this one.
Yeah, dude. Whoops. And I love that she also named like 12 tribes. You know? Because you can't miss one. What if she forgot the Muckfoots and then, well, I guess they'd be in hot water.
Like, from time immemorial. We can say about anything. If you're on a spot of land, of course, you're the newest. And before that, until the beginning of time.
Right.
And of course, at least a part of like human history. Like, no shit.
Right. Why didn't she mention Neanderthals? They're probably here.
Yeah.
Why didn't she mention Vikings? They
you got to play
stopped
hers
by.
again. That is great.
That's
why they threw in the in memoriam.
Okay. This is how they lead
but
off.
But it's so weird they don't do the pronouns here.
Yeah, I know. Which I think is hateful of them.
Welcome to Microsoft Ignite. We've got a big day ahead and lots in store for you.
Boo.
First, we want to acknowledge that the land where the Microsoft campus is situated was traditionally occupied by the Sammamish, the Duwamish.
This would be a better, more impactful statement if there's one tribe. You know, if she could say, like, we want to acknowledge that we're on Cherokee land that was stolen. But she just goes to the list. And it just keeps growing and going forever.
Yeah.
I think it really takes away a lot of her argument.
But also the fact that they don't give it back at all.
What about the Shamamish? Do they acknowledge that they're on land that was taken from the Muckfoot?
Right. Yeah. No shit. I'll bet they did if they were woke enough. I acknowledge this land I live on used to belong to velociraptors. Yeah, exactly. This land used to have an oak tree here. Dude, I don't know. I just think it's self-aggrandizement, you know.
Yeah.
They're just trying to pat themselves on the back for being this woke.
For sure.
Because they aren't calling these tribes and giving the land back. They could.
It's just corporate way of they had think tanks. Like,
it's corporate pandering.
It's so funny because on Reddit now, I keep going back to that, but it's like the most visited site on the internet or something, and it can't be overstated, like how much power they really have. But you'll go to like super users that come out of nowhere. They all of a sudden have a ton of Reddit
karma
gifts and karma and all this, and you could tell that they're like, this isn't one person. This is ran by a corporation.
Oh yeah,
because their jokes are like exactly what a corporate group would do, where it's like kind of like, ooh, it's a burn, but it doesn't ever go into like the, oh Jesus, that was shocking. It stays really corporate,
canned.
Yes. And you could tell like that's where a laugh track would hit if it was on Friends or something like that. And it's just like, God damn, this is just cringy as fuck.
Yeah, like this thing, we should almost watch this whole thing sometime. Because it looks like the cringiest thing. Almost more than, I guess not as much as the National Socialist Convention, but in a different way.
I love that that's coming back around.
We got to just do a show about that sometime too. We've shown several clips, but let's let her finish.
The Snoqualmie, the Suquamish, the Muckleshoot, the Snohomish, the Tulalip.
Muckleshoots take the land from the... It's like, what the fuck?
Is so
Does she
ridiculous.
understand that's what happened there?
She don't
Or
know.
you think she just thought they're like, well, your turn now. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Other Coast Salish peoples since time.
Coast Salish peoples. What does that mean? Coast Salish. People who lived on the coast and sailed primarily. So that's a strange grouping, Whatever.
Immemorial.
Blah, 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 blah.
I agree
My
with that.
name is Allison Wines. I'm a senior program manager in our developer tools division. I'm an Asian and white female with dark brown hair wearing a red sleeveless top.
I'd like to tell her, You know, that's not who you are. You aren't an Asian and white female in a red top. You're like an immortal soul and an individual. That's what you are. You're not your political identities. It's so stupid.
You know, unfortunately, we're not going to get to the Travis Scott. We're not going to get to the Ashley
That's okay.
Biden.
It's hard to get into that anyway. Yeah.
And we're not getting to the Ashley Biden diary, which we have to, which we already did. But basically, FBI.
Yeah, we talked about that months ago.
FBI proved it's real. And it's kind of funny to see mainstream media come around about it. Because basically it says that Joe Biden molested his daughter, essentially.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff.
And that's her words. You know, that's not our words. That's,
we've got to get into that next show, too.
Yeah.
But, we talked about. Have you seen, just because I brought up laugh tracks and we're talking about cringe stuff, have you seen stuff where they'll like play Friends episodes without the laugh track? They'll remove the laugh track.
Yeah,
from
I've
it.
seen stuff like that.
Dude,
It's
those
great.
are pretty crazy to watch.
You seen the Big Bang Theory with the laugh track removed? Oh man.
You know what the Big Bang Theory is? That is TV for dumb people that think it's smart TV.
Yeah.
That's smart TV for dumb people.
Yeah,
is what that
for dumb
is.
people. And they can go, I know that E equals MC squared, and there's a joke about it.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we got to play some of those sometimes because those are fucking hilarious.
Yeah, we will. All right, man. Well, I say we call it.
Yeah.
I've got.
You know what? Let's play this out. Go to YouTube, type in Friends without laugh track.
Oh, okay.
Let's play it on that.
Friends without laugh track.
You could probably pick.
I'll just do the first one.
Yeah, do the first one.
Stream 85 plus channels and save up to $500 a year with YouTube TV. Try it free.
Where is the waitress? I'm starving. It's a buffet, man.
Already. Is that a joke?
Here's where I win all my money back. I gotta talk to you. Sure. What's up?
Monica and I almost got married last night.
Oh my God. That's huge. Hey. Why wasn't I invited?
I just don't think that Monica and I are ready to get married yet, you know? I mean, I love her and everything, but seeing Ross and Rachel come out of that chapel was like a wake-up call.
I don't know why they
Monica
play
and I are
wouldn't play
moving
one
so
that had more
fast.
jokes and laugh track because there's not much laugh track yet. But
You know, you say
you
that.
don't know their
You
jokes.
say that, but I think there have been several laugh tracks. You
You're
know
probably
that.
right.
I
but
do.
some
Actually.
of those long pauses just makes it like awkward.
Yeah.
Like, where's the waitress?
Yeah, that was a
You
laugh
sit
track.
there?
Yeah. That's why laugh tracks suck, dude. It's
I know.
It's so
Man, that's gotta
weird.
be weird acting with that.
You know, laugh tracks are a weird phenomenon that I think will never be around again, kind of.
Fuck, it's just so much.
I mean, they're still using them
There's
in
people
corporate shit
following
TV
the
now,
crowd.
but-
That's the problem. It's just so much people following the crowd.
But you
It
know,
is
they've
funny.
proven that great shows exist that don't have laugh tracks.
Oh, for sure. Office.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Uh,
There's a bunch of
Peep
them.
Show. Yeah, tons.
All the good shows in the last 10 years or 15 years. And so I think that the laugh track's a thing of the past, but it's a weird, like, 30-year section where there were laugh tracks, you know? And now I think they're gone, except in terrible television. But even then, I think they'll go away.
It is you're right. It's a weird phenomenon if you think about it. You're watching a show and it's not filmed live and you have people laughing.
Right. And like you said, you know, the conversations are so strange because it's like, and then I saw a horse.
Yeah.
And what'd you do after, you know?
You might want to play this out a little bit just to see. Because you're right. I think I said that. I think these are supposed to be jokes.
How do I tell her without crushing her?
Tell her she's not marriage material.
What?
Girls say it to me all the time. Believe me, if she's anything like me, she's just gonna be relieved.
Long silences.
How do I tell Chandler it's too soon?
It's gonna break his heart. He's gonna think I don't love him anymore.
Well, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Good, I was just testing you.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, it just makes that conversation seem so strange.
So weird.
All right, dude. Let's not play the rest of it. It's too
Yeah, I
awkward
know.
to
It's
watch.
kinda cringy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this was a fun
All right,
show.
guys. I think next time we've got to do the Ashley Bidens. That's huge. That's kind of developing right now. What can you do? They've already, like, Kamala herself said she believes Joe Biden's accusers. He's on video groping little girls.
Over and over and over.
Let's
play those compilations again when we talk about
and
it.
then there's a diary from his daughter saying that he got molested by him, and now the FBI saying it's real. What the fuck?
Yeah. I mean, no
By the
shit.
way,
It's
we
kind
got
of
a
an
guy
open and
that's got
shut case.
So much dementia. Like, they're not even running shit by him anymore. You know, that whole Paris got pissed. Or France got pissed because they met with, what are they left out?
Yeah,
John Kerry, like, if you Google John Kerry, it's probably still there. John Kerry said, I don't know what's going on, guys. I said something to Biden about it, and he either forgot completely or nobody told him. And, you know, that's like a huge thing. It's
right
in international relations. The most recent one was apparently they're going to pay families separated at the border $450,000.
Yeah.
Do you see this one where they asked Biden about it? Biden says, you guys need to quit spreading around that shit. If you don't quit spreading around that shit, they're going to keep coming. And that's not true. He says, no, it's garbage. And then they go out and say to him later, like, so you said it was garbage. I never said that. And they're not running stuff by him anymore.
Yeah, well, he doesn't. Why would they? Why would they waste their breath?
Yeah, they're talking to a brick wall, but they're not even acting like it anymore.
It's just funny.
So we got to show some of that, too.
Yeah, we'll go over all that. By the way,
actually, Biden, Travis Scott in 2 days. We're probably going to
that's the thing. See, I'm not. There's a poker tournament I'm playing on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday I have poker tournaments. So I don't know what we'll do exactly.
All right.
Maybe it'd be a good time to do a solo show, Garrett.
You know, if it had it set up, I probably would try it.
We'll see.
I wouldn't do a Travis Scott. We'll have to do that one.
But yeah, so we had a random Tuesday show. Thanks for everybody who watched it and hung out today.
See you guys on the replay.
Yeah, thanks for watching the replay. I don't know what we're going to end up doing for a show.
We could do tomorrow.
Maybe we'll do tomorrow.
I mean, it's not like we ran out of material.
Yeah, I know. We got more stuff, so maybe we'll do a show tomorrow.
Let's tentatively plan on tomorrow.
Yeah,
Always do
all
an
right.
hour.
We'll see. We'll see.
Right.
All right, thanks, everybody. Thanks, Miggles. Peace.
Yeah, had to come through and let you know. Keep it locked, this is the Nate and Garrett Show. Talking current events, let the conversation begin. Everything from conspiracies, yeah, I'm talking aliens. Truth bombs that many never knew. We talking politics, everything up to the moon. Was the landing real or fake? I guess you'll never know. Let's talk, this is the Nate and Garrett Show, yeah. So lend me your ear, let's get it poppin'. You know that we keep it live, non-stopping. Educating, entertain, there ain't no doubt. After you listen, you'll be thinking way outside the box. From media dishonesty, never let them play you. Keep it authentic nowadays, many can't do. Unfiltered is how we do it. Make sure you stay locked in and tuned in, let's go. Had to come through and let you know. Keep it locked, this is the Nate and Garrett Show. Talking current events, let the conversation begin. Everything from conspiracies, yeah, I'm talking aliens. The Nate and Garrett Show.